YouTube, what the business is? It's the mobile car doctor. I know I ain't been posting in a minute, but I gotta start back posting, you feel me? I've been active, man. I'm cutting hair, fixing cars. You know, I'm trying to easily move away from the car industry. I'm not gonna completely get out of it, but I like cutting hair, so that's what it is. But anywho, while I'm still on this here journey, I still will inform you and edit some videos that I got. I got like 30 videos I ain't edited. I'm gonna post and get back to building this page. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We having a lot of motion over here. You know, we give sauce when it comes to these cars. Today's car is a 2007 GMC Envoy Denali. And what I've done is I replaced the motor. Now, when replacing the motor, you have two generation of cars. So, I mean, I don't like my videos to be long-winded, but this one may have to be. You feel me? So I got this Denali right here, right? It needed a motor. Needed an oil pump. So this is the old motor. Now, I'm gonna teach you a lesson. This motor came with a black crank sensor. All right. Even though it's a 07, it's a generation 3, I think. I don't know. I think they switch the crank sensors and cam sensors in 08. But this is a 07. So therefore, this crank sensor is black, which means the reluctant wheel have different teeth on it, which means I can't put that crank sensor in the motor that I bought, okay? Because usually they come with the gray sensor. Now, if we look on the front of this motor, it got a cam sensor, right? And it will have something like this that goes on it. It sits like this. Feel me? Now, that changed also. The teeth on the front of the cam gear changed. So, what I'm doing is I got this motor for a fairly great price. You feel me? Because the motors in these cars are $2,300 or better. Feel what I'm saying? They expensive. Because they last, they run like a sewing machine. Feel me? But the problem I was having was I couldn't get this car to crank. And I was wondering why I couldn't get this car to crank. I thought I missed grounds and all of that. I started doing the 5-volt reference. You know, I'm trying to check the 5-volt reference and all that, and I'm having 5-volt reference. I'm like, why this car's not cranking? Because of the crank sensor. So underneath here, underneath the starter, we have, oh, you can't see it, but above the starter, we have a gray crank sensor. So when I bought this motor, it had a gray crank sensor, and the other one had a black crank sensor. These crank sensors are not interchangeable. So you would have to buy a kit. So I called my buddy and he told me that I need to buy a Lingenfelter fit. A Lingenfelter kit. Let me pronounce this right. A Lingenfelter Performance Engineering Conversion Module. $58X to $24X. It's a conversion module, and the number is TRG-002. And it looks like this. Okay, we got this how the box look. All right. Now, if you got everything hooked up, status, this light right here, this light that I'm pointing to right here, that'll turn red, and then when you turn it over, it'll turn green if everything hooked up, the ground and all that stuff hooked up. But as you can see also, it's a crank in, crank out, cam out, right? So you have to plug in on these sensors that it says cam in, cam out, crank in, crank out. All right. First thing I did was drop the starter and plug the crank in into my crank sensor and the crank out into the sensor that the other wire that plugs into the crank sensor. So you plug the first crank in into the crank sensor itself. You plug the crank out into the pigtail of the crank sensor. Feel what I'm saying? I'm sorry I couldn't show y'all that because I already put that part on.
You serious?
And decided I didn't see nothing online. And the video I saw online had a dude that had a 5.3 in the older model, and he said put the cam sensor in the back over there. He said put the cam sensor. He said he put the cam in right here and put the cam out back there. That is wrong. Okay, you put the cam in right here, and then you put the cam out as this wire I got right here. This is the cam out. And on this model, this particular model, the original pigtail didn't fit because it goes for a newer car. So this is a cam out. But it gives you an alternate cam out cable too. The TRGD cam out cable, boom, that plugs right into it. Right into it. All you gotta do is just plug it in, follow the wire, and plug that in. Boom. And I'm plugged it in. Now what I'm doing is rerouting. All right, so I'm finna reroute these cams and let y'all see how I reroute it. And then I'm gonna plug it in, and then I'm gonna crank this car up. This car hopefully should crank up. All right.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Okay, now I just zip tied this wire to the thing so it's out the way. I don't want nobody get confused or my nan, you know what I'm saying? They got hoses. So the wire won't get touched. Now we got the ground wire and we got the power wire. Now, what we got to do with the ground wire is we're going to shorten this up and we're going to put this ground wire right where the original ground goes, which is right there. Let's turn the light on. Original ground goes here. So we're going to find a screw and we're going to put that ground right here. Put this ground. That's gonna be our ground. Boom. Let's do that. Okay guys, let me show you what I did. So, cam in sensor is right here. Can't see it. Cam in sensor is right there. Cam out is down there. So pull it in. Cam in. Cam out to right here. Zip tied it. And I pulled this one a little tighter because I don't want it to hit the serpentine belt. So, boom, that's that. Now, what we got to do now is we got to do our ground and our power. Our ground and our power. So we're gonna ground the box right here. We're gonna put the box right here. Probably drill 2 holes in. I'll put the little sticky thing on there. We're gonna ground the box right there. Then we're gonna run these wires. But let me finish putting this thing together. Okay, this is the moment of truth. Does this converter box work? Do it work? So let's retract what we did. We connected the crank in, crank out, cam in, cam out. We grounded the the ground cable, and we put the power right here. That's all we needed to do. Now this car will just turn over, and the reason why I put it is because I'm in the garage and it got a little spot in there, hole in it. But I mounted it over here, but you can't see it. But this is what's supposed to happen. I'm gonna plug this battery up, and when I turn the ignition key on, the converter box will go to red. Then when I crank, the converter box will go green. Now if it starts flashing or something, then I have to find out what that flash means. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna work because I put a newer motor in the older motor car, and I just had to convert the signal. You know, so let's try it out. I hope I don't need no battery charger. Run like a champ. I had to turn it off because I ain't got no I don't have any power steering fluid in the power steering fluid, but that's how you do it. Don't run the cam out to the back. Don't run that cam out to the back. Run it right in here. Feel me? I gotta get some power steering fluid and something that's rubbing. So I gotta get that from rubbing, but other than that, it's a wrap. Drop the bass. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and we definitely gonna be bringing more. I gotta see why this thing's smoking though. Why is smoke coming from right there? Let me see. Where's smoke coming from right there? Probably that antifreeze I waste.